it also has, for some reason I just got a wild hair up my butt and added a little like attached studio. So there's a little 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom studio over there you can see to the left. But this is the basic part of the home. So well, I figured I'd start with a little aerial to kind of give you a look of the basic outline of the home. I use this forest one a lot just because I like how you can see the trees and the woods and stuff. I hope they're going to come out with some new ones soon. The DLC for Scooby-Doo's coming, and it said there were going to be some new properties, so I'm looking forward to that. But I also did a little video of kind of how I started this one, so I figured I would kind of toss that in for people to maybe look at. Okay, I just wanted to show a little starting video of this one. I used the putting the floor plan on a picture and then expanding the picture obviously to the size that the floor plan should be, and then creating the floor upon that. So I just kind of wanted to share kind of alright, here's the basic frame of the home started, like with the picture still down. I'll have to pull that up pretty soon here, but I don't know, I just thought it might be kind of fun to show this for walls, I guess, just to, you know, do a quick aerial of what it looks like with all the weird writing and stuff. So it's cute. It's kind of funny. You can see all the names of the rooms and everything in here. Isn't that cute? Look at that. There's the dining. There's the family. Kind of like having the names on here. Here's the courtyard. All right. Well, that's it. I just thought it might be interesting to do a little share of what it looks like at the start. Alright, so hopefully that was something interesting. I don't know, so either way, we'll kind of, you know, just wanted to share and explore this property. I'm still trying to, you know, learn how to use all the functions and abilities and things in this game, because I feel like I don't always know what I'm doing. I added some of the like little effects where you can add the fireflies and like the trees have leaves and petals falling, which I thought was really kind of a pretty effect. So I added those to the bigger trees here on the driveway and walking up. So we'll go up through the front door here, which has a nice little like arch, which I think is pretty. And then go through here, and then the front courtyard has a nice little fountain in it. I wish I had more circular designing abilities, because I feel like I kind of wanted to do more of a circular plan here, but I don't know. Hopefully that's something they're working on. I know they're working on a lot of different things, and I'm sure it's, you know, they got to do what they can within, you know, what they can. So here's the front door. I added a little Amazon package. I don't know why I do that. I just think it's kind of cute to, you know, hey, here's the front door and you have a delivery. And then there's a little side door that goes into the garage here. This door, you have a little entrance up here, goes up to, there's like a little guest suite up there. We'll go up there later. There's also this just tiny little storage room here, which I figure would probably be something where you would maybe keep some gardening supplies like the lawnmower and stuff like that. It seemed like a good spot for that. And so there's that, and then we'll go on into here is the front door. So you come in the front door, kind of this entrance where you can see the stairwell up, and then there's a path to the left where there's a little guest room and a patio out there. Why don't we go that way first here? Alright, so then come out here, there's a little patio. That's the master bath to the right, which does have a door. And then there's just kind of a little private, kind of tiny little terrace out here, which I thought was kind of sweet. So I put a couple little chairs just so you could maybe come out here and sit. And then there's also a door here up to the front. So here is one of the first guest bedrooms. So did kind of this very blue theme. Followed a little inspiration on this one. So I thought this was, you know, pretty nice and interesting, and I don't know, I kind of went all over the place on this house. So then this is the bathroom, so you have a little water closet, kind of this wild wallpaper. It's both of these rooms very much this blue and white being kind of the color scheme. And then there's a little bathroom, or a bathtub, sorry. Then there's a shower, so I built the shower in, which I thought this is kind of nice. There's a little bench, a little space with some accessories and whatnot, and then there's a sink with a little shelf underneath, and then this is the closet. So there's a seat here, and then just a few built-in closet type things, which I thought was kind of nice. Again, kind of keeping to this whole blue and white theme. Right, so let's go back out to the main part of the house. So when you come in, there's a hall there that goes down to the master. Set this little kind of design area, and then there's a door here that goes out to the back. There's a lot to the back of this house. Well, this is the master, which is it's kind of nice. I should have done the beams up the vaulted ceiling, but I'm not quite sure. I guess I could have used a move tool to do that, but either way, I figured going straight across worked just as nice too. So but I should have made the ceiling higher, but either way, here's the master with just a bed, a dresser, a little chair with an ottoman, a rug, and then I built this kind of fireplace into the wall. I thought this turned out pretty cute. I was playing with trying to work with some angles on this one. And then this is the master bath, which has his and her closets. There's a closet to the right, which is a little bit smaller, and then there's a closet to the left, which is a little bigger. So I kind of built. I hope they give us like I used the cube to make the like hanging thing. I hope they give us like a round one so we can do like a hanging bar. I don't know. Do other people have a better way to do that? Because I haven't quite figured out how to make a closet like this where you want to have just like a shelf and a bar, and instead of always having to use built-ins or the little wardrobe built-ins. Either way, and then this is the bathroom, which I thought was really nice. Keeping to the floor plan, so you have a double vanity with some sinks. There's a bathtub here in the middle. Then this gives you kind of like, this would be the hers, I would imagine, because you have a little vanity sitting area to put on your makeup and stuff. And then there's two little linen closets, which I think was kind of convenient. It's a nice bathroom. I wish I had this bathroom. And then I added this kind of built-in shower at the end here, so it has a little seat, and here's your shower, and then there's the door that goes to that little patio. And then there is a little water closet, so you have that nice little spot for that. And so I thought this was a pretty nice looking bathroom. I would enjoy this kind of a bathroom. Either way, let's go out to the main part here. So this is kind of the main living room. So you have a big sectional here, and I added a little chair with a table, and then another matching chair with table. And then this has like this. I made this kind of built-in double-sided fireplace. You can turn it on. It's very nice. And then there's this kind of hall of arches. This is all in the design, so I was trying to match everything as well as I could. And then here's a little dining room. So you have a table with some chairs, and then this is the other side of that built-in fireplace. I thought it was a pretty nice little setup here. And then come into this area, which is the kitchen. So a very large kitchen with a couple different islands and sinks, and really nice. And then it has a little like hearth or keeping room. So I put the TV in here over the fireplace, and there's just a couple chairs and a little sofa and a table. And I thought this was pretty nice setup. And then I wasn't sure on the because they didn't really give you an image of this side, so I just made this into like open shelving. But I think that would probably be nice if you had a bunch of really pretty like serving dishes or really nice, like one of those expensive like Crusette, pots and pans and whatnot. It would be really nice. You could put your really nice stuff up on display there. And then there's kind of another little pantry-esque section over here to put more of your, everyday use pots and pans and whatnot. And then over here, you have like a little butler's pantry area that goes out to the dining room. And then this is an actual like pantry, so you have a spot for your, food and stuff. And then there's also like a kind of mini little closet here, which, you know, obviously this would probably be really nice to put all your servingware for your dinners and whatnot. And then there's a little kind of small patio here off of this area, which I thought this is kind of a nice spot for, you know, the typical, like, let's come out and sit and have a morning coffee. And I tried to kind of block it off a little from the front so that it wouldn't seem like a spot that people might want to just, like, it's not really supposed to be a front door or an entrance door. At least from what I saw in the design, they had this blocked off as well. So either way, I tried to keep to that. And then this is the laundry room, utility room. I put a fridge out here to, you know, imagine this is a freezer. So I mean, I think this would be convenient since this is the garage. You could come in and drop off any things for your freezer and then take the rest into the kitchen area. But then you also have a nice utility room which has, you know, a sink, washer, dryer, you know, a lot of space for all the different things and extra linens and cleaning supplies and all that. And then this is the garage. It's a big 3-car garage. So I tried to put a little bit of stuff out here just to kind of make it seem like here's how you would use it. There's that door that goes to the front area. And then just got a little bike and a car out here. And then this area is, there's kind of this little tool area in the back here. So there's a sink, there's even a fridge. So, you know, you can imagine this would be a really nice spot if you're working out in your garage. So I put all the tools and some gardening supplies and storage and stuff out here to kind of, you know, just kind of, this would be a nice way to use this space, I think. And, you know, it's a nice garage. Then come back in here, we'll go down the long hall, and then down here there is a little powder room, just, you know, convenient little powder room, you know, nice and have it right here. There's also just a little built-in closet. And then this is the office. So I you know, it's kind of small, so really there's just enough room for a desk and a chair. So I just put some, you know, stuff to make it convenient. And then let's head on upstairs. So then we go upstairs. And then this was split into like kind of 2 sides. They listed this as the music room, so I tried to kind of keep to the image they had. So this is kind of what you see. So obviously they weren't staging it as a music room, so I just put a piano in here just to kind of, hey, it's supposed to be a music room. But there's like a desk and a chair, and then just like a little kitchenette area. And then there is a guest bedroom off here, so I just kind of made a really, you know, just a generic kind of guest bedroom. And then it has its own full bath, so I added that with the, you know, kind of wild wallpaper. And so there's a little water closet area, double sinks, double vanity. And then there's a built-in shower with a nice little seat. And then this has its own built-in closet, so big closet, nice good closet space. And again, I've been using those cubes to make the bars for hanging rails. I wish they would give us something circular to make more of a bar look. Like an extendable bar would be really great. But alright, so there's the guest bedroom. And then in here, this is supposed to be like a media room, so I kind of turned it into what I would think like a home theater. So a couple chairs with a projector and you know, they don't really have a really large screen, so this is really just paint. And then I kind of figured this would be a good space to have as just like, you know, here's your, you know, you can have some drinks and maybe a popcorn machine or something over here, you know, because it's a home theater. And then this on the floor plan is kind of like your machinery. So you'd imagine this would probably be like, air conditioning, water heater, that kind of stuff. So I really didn't put anything in here because it's such a small space, but that's what that is. And then there is another bathroom here, so I added this bathroom, which I thought was really cute. So it has a little toilet, sink, little shower tub combo, you know, convenient. And then this is the other bedroom up here. So this one is off that front door. You come up, you know, bed, a couple dressers, and then there is a closet, which again I just, you know, built in a little closet, and then a little like desk seating area for everybody. So I just thought this space turned out, you know, really nice. You know, it's kind of a nice. It's a little crazy, but it's nice. Let's go to the backyard. Let's go off the kitchen. We'll go down along here to the kitchen to head out to the outside. So you have a little like outdoor kitchen here. So this just gives you a little. And this was how it was on the floor plan. So, and then there's a pool back here. So I added just a little picnic area with some, you know, a burger, a sandwich, a hot dog. You know, just having a little picnic outside. And then there's a pool with a little jacuzzi. And then this has another little entertaining area. There's some lounge chairs to hang out. And then there's a spot under the veranda with some chairs and some tables. And then there's this big built-in outdoor fireplace. So I thought that would be kind of nice to take advantage of if you came out here and hung out. And then I put a grill with a little table, so if you wanted to have a party out here, good space for that. And then the floor plan had kind of this little circular fountain, so I was really trying to figure out how to make a circular fountain. So this is what I came up with. I thought it turned out okay. And then there's just a little you know, hanging out spot over here with some table and chairs and a little swing. So just, you know, another way to kind of enjoy the garden out here. And then the whole side here has this kind of, do a little flying action, has this pond that I built out of a pool, and then just kind of filled it in so it looks more like an actual pond. And we'll go explore the little add-on area, which, so this is just a little 1-bedroom, 1-bath, you know, accessory dwelling unit, ADU. It has a bathroom, so full bathroom, shower, tub combo, a little stackable washer and dryer, just so it's convenient, with a, you know, little sink and a toilet, just, you know, basic what you would need for a bathroom. And you come in, there's just a nice little lounge area with a TV and a couple chairs. And I was thinking of this as, when I designed it, as kind of a like an artist's area. So if there's an artist in the home, they might want to come in here. And so I took this image and made it into an art piece. So can you tell what it is? So it's a nice little spot to sit and do some artwork. And then there's just a little chair and eating area, dining area, and then the kitchen. And then upstairs, just a basic bedroom, a couple chairs, a little bed. And then this has a little outdoor patio area with a couple seats and you know, I just thought it was kind of a nice little spot. So you have this beautiful, I don't know, this was more what I created it for. I thought, oh, this would be really lovely if you were staying at your friend's home. Wouldn't it be nice to stay in a place like this? No, I thought it would be kind of a nice artist studio, or, you know, you could rent it out and make some money. So that's kind of the house, and, you know, the path to that. So that's kind of the whole place. I don't know, I had a lot of fun with this one. Since it's Sandbox, it's not something that gets sold, so I mean, it's just more just to share. Maybe I'll upload this one, maybe I won't, I don't know. So it seems like some people don't like mine, so maybe I'm really bad at this game. I don't know. Am I really bad at this game? I don't know. I have fun at this game. You know, either way, that's kind of it. I just wanted to have a chance to share it because I think it's cute. Alright, thanks. Bye.